Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing kind of like a UC Davis vocabulary or UC Davis dictionary type video because there are a lot of words and terms that people use that can be super confusing when you're coming here as a first year. I know I was kind of thrown off, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so one thing that UC Davis loves is like acronyms. There are a bunch. The first one that I have to go over, I have my notes right here, is ASUCD. So this stands for the Associated Students of UC Davis, and it is just a big student government. There are so many different departments within it. They run Unitrans, KDVS, the Pantry, Creative Media. So even within explaining one term, it kind of leads off to a bunch of different terms that I have to explain. Unitrans is the bus system. They're the big red buses that if you've researched Davis, you've probably seen them because they're everywhere. So students actually, you can get hired and paid to drive the buses. So that's pretty cool. KDVS is the student-run radio station. So sometimes people host shows on there. I know some of the professors even host radio shows on there. The Pantry is a place where you can go and pick up food if you need it. They also run Creative Media, which is kind of like a marketing department. Alrighty, so next we have kind of related to ASUCD is the Coho, which stands for the Coffee House. It is the biggest restaurant in Yolo County, and it is run by the student government, and they have all sorts of stuff there. I've never been there because it's been closed all year for me. And next we have the ARC, so this stands for the Activities and Recreation Center, and this is the on-campus gym, and automatically your student fees pay for like a membership, so you do have access to the gym. And they also offer some additional like small group classes that have a small little extra fee, but I've heard they're really fun. They have some dance classes like ballet and salsa, and they also have some other things like Zumba and HIIT if you're looking for like a workout class. So next we have the Silo. Actually, the Silo is a place on campus where they have the Silo Market. They have a Pete's Coffee there. They have Spokes Grill, which is like a burger joint, and they also have a crate place. So the Silo is just basically a big place where you can go and get some really good food. I have been to the Pete's at the Silo many times, and it is very good. Alrighty, so next I'm going to kind of move into the academic terms. So for number one, we have Canvas. So this is kind of just like the general site that most professors use to assign work and communicate with the class. So all of my professors have used Canvas thus far, and it's just really good for organizing kind of assignments and due dates and modules and Zoom links and stuff like that. So it's just a website really that professors use to organize their courses. Okay. Next we have Schedule Builder, and if you're coming to Davis, you're probably going to hear everybody talking about, oh yeah, better get started looking at Schedule Builder. Basically, at Davis, you sign up for your own classes at a given pass time. So this is just a time when you sign in and it's kind of like unlocked for you and you can register for classes, but it is kind of complicated and hard to navigate, and you have to be able to tell like what classes have availability. But once you know what you're doing, it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, Schedule Builder is just what UC Davis students use to register for classes each quarter. And Schedule Builder can be really intimidating at sometimes. Definitely leave a comment below if you want me to make a whole video on Schedule Builder. Next we have Cheeto. Now, coming to Davis, you might hear people throwing around the term Cheeto, and you're like, oh, like the orange snack food? Close. It's actually a campus cat. He is this big, fluffy cat that lives by the physics building. He has several thousand followers on Instagram, and I actually saw him. I lived here for a couple months and I had never seen Cheeto, and I was really sad. But one day after one of my classes, I was walking by the physics building and there he was in all his glory, and he definitely looked like he knew that he was like all that in a bag of chips. Get it? Cause Cheeto. But he definitely was super cute. I didn't actually get to pet him because he kind of ran into the distance, but he is very cute. Next we have the res halls. So this basically just means residence halls or dorms. A lot of people call them the res halls. That's just what that means. And DC for dining commons. That's another term that I had, because at first people were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get food at the DC, and I kind of was able to put two and two together, but it just seemed really weird to me. I was like, oh, like the dining commons. But now I use the term DC all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna head over to the DC, like let's go. So if anyone ever says you want to go to the DC to grab food, they just mean going to the dining commons. Next up we have CA, so this just stands for Community Advisor. So at Davis they don't really have RAs, which is I know what a lot of other colleges have. They have CAs, which are Community Advisors. but it's basically the same thing. They live on the various floors of the building and you go to them for help with like roommate problem. Next we have the MU, another acronym. This just stands for Memorial Union. So this is kind of like by the center of campus, by the quad, which is just this big grassy area. So in the Memorial Union, they have various different things. That's where the main campus bookstore is located, which can get confusing because there are a million UC Davis stores. So that's where the main bookstore is located, like the central store. And they also have different things there, like the gaming center, I think. I've never been there because it's been closed all year for me, but yeah, that's basically like kind of like the central location of campus. Next we have the farmers market. So there is a Davis farmers market that the city of Davis does on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and it's super cute. Just there's a bunch of local grown foods amongst other things there, and I've been a couple times and it's just really cute and fun to go do with your friends. And some people I know will go and get food at the farmers market and then like have a little picnic in Central Park, which is my next term. So I had heard this term used once and someone was like, oh yeah, over in Central Park. And I was like in New York? Like I was so confused. I was like, what? I was like, that doesn't even make sense. So there is a Central Park in Davis, which is just basically like this big grassy area near where they have the farmers market. I know that was one that threw me off because I was like, what? I was like, that's New York, that's not Davis, but there is a Central Park in Davis. Next up, we have some of the food places that are really popular that everybody talks about. The first one I have to talk about is Alibaba. So this is a burrito place in downtown Davis, and I've heard that they are really good for their breakfast burritos, but this was a term that I heard a bunch of people just throw, or like an orientation, they're like, we're giving out Alibaba gift cards, and I was like, what is that? So it is just a restaurant. Alrighty, so for next we have Fluffies. So this is another shortened name of something else, and it really just stands for Fluffy Donuts, which is a local Davis donut shop, and it is really popular. I actually tried a Fluffy's donut once and it was so good. For some reason it was like better than other donuts I'd had before, and I've heard a little secret, they are known to get out free donuts during finals week if you get there early enough, but I've heard they do sell out super fast. Next we have L and S, spelled like Lands, and A and ES. So like I said, Davis people really like to shorten a lot of words. So LNS is just the abbreviation for the College of Letters and Sciences, because Davis has 4 separate colleges, and ANES is the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. College of Engineering is usually shortened to COE, and then what's the other one? The College of Biological Sciences, I think they just call it the College of Biological Sciences. I don't think that one has like a special name, but I don't know if it does. Next we have the Egghead. So the Eggheads are just these like art sculpture thingies around campus. There are so many of them and they all have like different names and stuff. I found a couple. I found the one outside of Shields Library. There's one outside of Marac Hall. There's some in front of like the law buildings that are like yelling at each other, which is pretty funny because it's right in front of the law school, or I guess it's the law school, yeah. So those are just really unique and fun, and there's actually a picture of one right there reminding me to do my daily symptom survey, so they're pretty popular. Davis people really like the Eggheads. Alrighty, and next we have the Death Star, which is like, ooh, it's like, what is that? It's just a building at Davis. It is pretty popular and famous. They have, I think, it's a lot of like the sociology buildings and stuff in there, but the building was specifically designed to be so complicated and confusing that you would either have to have a friend show you where to go, or you would be forced to talk to somebody to ask them for directions. So I haven't had to go in there yet, but I fear the day that I do, because I am already really bad with directions, so I just know I'm gonna get lost in there. Next we have Latitude. So you might be thinking like, latitude and longitude lines. Latitude is actually the global eatery at Davis that just opened recently, and with your meal card and meal plan you do have swipes to get into the Latitude dining commons. They also have a Latitude market where they sell some really good sushi and smoothies and shaved ice and gelato. They have a ton of really good food at the market that you can use your Aggie cash to purchase. So next we have the mascot dilemma. So I call it a dilemma because UC Davis is kind of all over the place with its like mascot situation. And I've met people who have gone here and they still don't even understand it, and it still confuses me. And so basically, the mascot for UC Davis is Gun Rock, and he is a blue Mustang. But the students are called Aggies, and then there's also just cows everywhere. Like if you go to the bookstore, there are like 10 different versions of like a stuffed cow. There's cows on all the t-shirts, there's cows on all the stuff they post. So a lot of people either think that our mascot is the cow or that our mascot is Gunrock, but everyone thinks he's called Aggie, but his name's Gunrock and then the students are the Aggies, so it's like really confusing, but mascot is Gunrock, students are called Aggies, and then the cows are just, everybody's a really big fan of the cows because how could you not be? They're so adorable. Alrighty, so that is it for this video. And if you want to see more UC Davis videos or college content in general, make sure to subscribe and click the little bell notification button. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.